Alright, roll back, family, roll back. So, what we must understand is that we are the soul, okay? Your soul is infinity D, okay? Your soul is infinite D, okay? So, your soul can reach all densities, for it is the 0 point, right? And any number can be added to 0, right? So your soul is the copy and paste of the Most High, okay? Of the All, El Kalum. This is what your soul is, okay? So wherever you place your soul, right, then it's going to copy and paste that to its strongest, to its strongest ability, right? Which is ability itself, right? So, just as we have come down here, right? Just as we have come down here, we have been down here for so long to where we have not only copy and paste the third density, but we have personified that third density and made it a part of our being. Okay? We have made the third density a part of our being. Okay? So what this means is that what you truly are is the infinite density, right? Your soul. Okay? But what has happened is, like I said, it's a copy and paste method, right? So it's copied the energies and densities all around us in this world here that I'm currently speaking in, right? And it has personified that into your being. So you're not what you see in the mirror, but the ego, right? Which is everything, all this negative and low energy, right? All this solid bullshit, right? Has personified itself into your being, okay? Into what you see in the mirror, okay? And even the brain is the same thing, okay? But you have, okay, so you really have 3 brains, okay? So this, like, once again, divine trinity, right? So you have that reptilian brain, okay, built upon a mammalistic brain, okay, built upon the human mammalistic brain, okay, then that's built upon the splicing that occurred with the Nunagi, okay. So that's built upon the new age brain, okay. So you have all of these. Just as your consciousness ascended, your brain has these layers, okay? And your soul has infinite layers, okay? But, so you have that brain, right? And then you have the stomach. The stomach acts accordingly to the brain, because whatever you intake, whatever you eat, actually breaks down, and turns into energy, and then that energy actually goes to your brain. Your brain absorbs that from what you're eating, right? And your brain knows what is intaking, but you don't. But if you're unconscious to it, then your brain is going to give you the illusion as if it's good, okay? Even though, right, your brain really knows that it's not good for you. And the one that knows it's not good for you is your spiritual brain, okay? That's the third brain. Because you have a spiritual brain, okay? Which is that ethereal cord that is connected to your soul family, right? Your collective, right? which is your higher self. Your higher self is the chief of that collective, okay? Because the chief goes down, right? And if the soldiers want to follow, then they follow. Okay? I'm telling you some galactical shit here. So we see problems on Earth, right? The hierarchy of the angelics of that sector, right? Are the thrones or principles or things of that nature. And they say, okay, fellas, we're going down. We're going down. We're projecting consciousness down. And then some soldiers may choose to stay, but those that want to raise up and rank and also become a chief, they come down with you. Okay? They come down with you. So you always have your soldiers on your side, man. But yeah, that's what takes place with the brain, because you have your physical brain, right? Both of your physical brains, which would be your mind and your stomach, because whatever you intake, changes the thought patterns of your brain. Okay, that's why they say fish actually helps you think, and that's a lie. That's a lie. Now the components that are in fish, yeah, probably assist with that, but the meat itself, no, not at all. If you want to think deeper, and think smarter, eat a lot of fruit and veggies. Okay. If you want that, and drink alkaline water, like that's literally it, and you'll see the change. You'll feel the difference. You'll become change itself. So you'll become the universe, because the only thing consistent in the universe at all times is change. So who are we not to, right? When you are inverse of yourself, right? So what are they speaking about here? They're speaking about polarity personified, just as I've been saying. You inverse of yourself. It's you versus you, man. and that's what it's always going to be as you ascend higher and higher and higher. Now, the higher vibrations, might overpower the lower vibrations, but that does not mean that the lower vibrations will not be present, because there needs to be balance in everywhere that you go. Okay? So we not think that the ones in heaven don't have bad thoughts. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. So they might not have bad thoughts. I mean, they might not do the bad things, but the thought is still there, okay? The Tahuti is still there. The Thoth is still there. The Thoth is still there. The Ningizida is still there, okay? Please understand this. Because remember, you're all made in God's image. We are free type deal. So we know agreeable nature and disagreeable nature, okay? We know 180 degrees are positive. We know 180 degrees are negative, okay? And then when we get to the heavenly abode, right, we learn the other 360 degrees of that, right? Now you got the 720, okay? Now you got the 720. So now you're in the format of deity type deal now. You get that 720. Remember, the 7 plus the 2 equals the 9. The 9 is the last number. The only numbers are 0 through 9. Okay? So yes, family, there are 9 densities, but that multiplies itself in all directions, right? Because just like how you had that chart in school where you had the little cross number line, and you had it going up positive, it going down negative, to the side positive, to the other side negative, on both sides of that line, right? So that's in all directions, right? So it steady changing, right? Multiplying, birthed, right? Of new universes. So who are we to not be rebirthed every day by learning and growing and ascending? Because that is your nature, to ascend, you beautiful souls. Ashe Wadu.